Hello and welcome back to the Metroball Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. Tuesday evening, we're playing in a casual lobby, JNet, playing this criminal Atom is what it's called. It's a store championship winning deck list. Good luck. Thanks. You too. Have fun. So against Titan, 49 cards Titan, could be fast advance, could be kill. If it's fast advance, it's actually really good that we have always be running. Multi-axis is also pretty good against rush decks, but I think the free card draw is good. This hurts you a bit against kill, but if people are playing boom more often than not, I don't actually think this is that bad. I like Find the Truth a lot. Like I don't see how you play without it. So I think we need to take Always Be Running just so we're not rushed out, and then Always Be Running is really good with Find the Truth. And then out of these two, I'd rather get the free card draw. I think. Oh boy. HQ Pressure is actually really good. If it's a rush deck, HQ Pressure is really good. So let's just play this. Ooh, that's a hand. That's definitely a hand. So now, like, if they're a rush deck, and again, rush decks run a lot of like single subroutine and the run ice. Maybe they're running spiderweb, stuff like that, like just good Wayland stuff. So we'll need our E3 to deal with it. I think we'll keep this hand. We don't have a lot to build our board state, but say like they don't ice R&D for some reason, or even if we click through R&D, we can maybe get 2 to 3 points with a freedom through equality play. And we have 2 dirty laundries, which is a really good start. And we also can play basically 3 cards this turn so that we get a free card draw. Never mind, we threw out that thing. We didn't pick that one, sorry. This is interesting. I think there's some also pretty compelling variants in this. Ooh, I think 100% we run HQ here. If it's a multi-sub ice, I don't think we want to run with Dirty Laundry because if it is a multi-sub ice, that kind of stops us. But this could be like a, what's it called? Veritas, that would be bad. Spiderweb also is not that bad. They pay 4 for an end the run. It's a Sapper, which does nothing. Don't know why they res that. No reason to res that. We're going to see 2 cards here. We can Dirty Laundry through. Find the Truth, sees the top of R&D. That's a hostile takeover, so I know where we're going to go next. We got a hostile takeover. That's pretty good. That's a Project Atlas. Holy shit, what just happened? Holy fudge. They should not have res this, and then we went and ran again. So we saw 2 cards. That's pretty good. Oh man, they're not going to like this. Oh, well, that clears things up. This is so bad for them. We're going to be on turn 1 on 5 agenda points. Woof. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, that's not good. We're low on credits. I want to keep this Dirty Laundry until next turn. I don't think we can get punished. They could hard-hitting news us if they got like a really good econ card. I don't know. I don't think we'll have to overextend. We're doing so well, so I'll just play safe and take a credit. Ugh, yeah, that's not good. Looks like they're running a rushier deck with all these hostile takeovers. No real surprise. With E3, we actually do make good use of the bad pub. Gets a free subroutine, and they're playing hedge fund, which is fine because we're gonna see 2 more cards on HQ. Top card of R&D. This does nothing. Like if they didn't res it, it would stop us from running click 2 or 3, just because then double clicking through it could be bad. Oh, if we hit snare, we lose. Did not consider that. Mark Yale, that's fine. They don't have anything to use with that. Renovation. Oh motherfucker, that was rough. Oh GG. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man, that was rough. Did you mulligan? Jesus. Okay, so we picked the right directives 100%. Thanks for watching. Ciao. All right, round 2 fight. Round 2 fight. I think I'm going to take the same directives just because I played off so well, and confirmation bias is the thing. So let's start with those 3. This hand is super good. What a hand. So let's see if it goes better for them. That's such a good hand. They flooded up hard last game and only drew 1 piece of ice, which was a pretty useless ice. They said that they regretted resing it because it's kind of a mistake, but we're definitely going to keep this just because we're going to go nutso. We just go nuts on the money. Nuts on the money. That's really good. So again, yeah, this is the Atom deck, Criminal Atom. It runs a lot of blue cards, and that gives them the money. Hopefully my janky homebrew doesn't turn on me again. Homebrews can be some fiddly things. Can be pretty, I I don't have a good adjective here. That's fine. I'll just go for fiddly. It's not a good word. Don't like that word. Best of luck. Have fun. So hopefully you didn't turn off after that last game and you got to game 2 because we're trying this again, just to see how things go. And ice on HQ is probably a good enough start for them. We do have to run click 1, and there's not that much ice that can punish us. Again, just like last game, Veritas would be a problem. Spiderweb as an end the run for 4 credits is not bad. I mean for us, like add 4 credits and ends the run. You too, I'll need it. Alright, and they install the card there. That could easily be a Mark Yale, and if we hit it, we have to trash it. And if they're installing it, they're making the accesses on HQ better. It also could be a commercial bankers group, but let's just check out HQ. We'll also see the top card of R&D if we make a successful run, which is kind of invaluable, because not only will we know we can just run there and maybe steal an agenda, but we'll know what they have in their hand. And that's the Veritas that we thought it would be. So if we click twice here, we basically save 2 credits, so it's the same as clicking for a credit. So it doesn't really matter. We could click twice and deny them from a credit. That sounds good. No money for you. So if this is a commercial bankers group, that's really rough. Fire the others. So that's good. That's like really vindictive. They spent 4. We lost 2 clicks, and I guess we lose technically 4 credits. So we're kind of even, but we're generally better at coming back from no money, considering we have Temujin with this our friend here, Career Fair in our hand. Also, with 1 credit, it's unlikely that they can stop us if we do see an agenda on the top of R&D. Again, it's a nightmare if this is a Veritas. Very important thing, if you can spend 2 credits to boot a trace on a tag, always spend 2 credits, because otherwise you're spending 2 credits and a click to clear it, and that's obviously a lot worse. Successful run, 2 cards. Top of the R&D is Breaker Bay Grid. So this might be off the grid, huh? Card from Underway Renovation. That's a good start. This seems similar to a deck I've been running before. And a Biotic Labor, so this is a bit of a fast advance deck. That's really good to know, but with no money, that's not really that big of a threat. So the grid is going to come in, so maybe it'll help them res this thing in the near future if that is like a bigger upgrade. Even if it's like a launch campaign, I guess they can afford to res it. Not much here to do. I think next turn we'll just Temujin onto Archives and go nuts. Depends what they do on their turn, right? Because we also could put just Temujin on R&D and go nuts. Or Temujin on server 1. If that's a Jackson, we'll look really stupid. So I don't think we'll do that. Now that they're down to 1 credit. Oh, it's a Sensi's. Fuck. I don't actually know if that's that good. When you have 2 cards in hand playing against Adam. I guess we're not going to run HQ again. And maybe that does filter it. But there's a high chance that they draw 2 agendas and they have to keep 1 of them. And if they're running 1-pointers, they're probably running a lot of agendas. I think last game we saw a 3-pointer as well, right? Like a proper 3-pointer. So click for credits. We definitely want to trash that Sensi's 100%. I think they may be playing some sort of acid spam. Considering they're running Breaker Bay Grid. So they may be running, Friends in High Places and all that. So let's Career Fair this onto Archives. We're probably going to get a lot of runs considering they might not have the ice and money to res and protect that. We also see the top of R&D, of course, and that's a housekeeping, which is, I would say, a mistake to play now because they're not protecting their essentials. Let's run Archives again, just to get the money, and then we're going to trash the Sensi 100%. So that's more money, and then we'll just trash the Sensi. For 2 credits is a bit of an annoyance, but we just can't have that firing. So far, we are not missing out that much on the free card draw, considering we haven't gone down below 3 cards, and it actually would have made our turn 1 so much worse if we started with the Find the Truth. Is that what it's called? No, not Find the Truth. Safety First. Yes. Not the actors. No unions. Unions are bad. Yes, unions are bad. That is employee strike fear, but it's kind of just bled into other ideas I've had. It's been a rough week. So let's see what they do here. They're drawing into oh man, I already forgot. They're drawing into a housekeeping, which again, I think spending 2 credits when you don't protect remote servers or central servers is kind of a problem. And they're just clicking for credits, which I think is reasonable. I don't think we actually have to face plant R&D. We could just run Archives, get money, see if it's worth running R&D. Running HQ is kind of annoying with Veritas. Like, Veritas is one of the better pieces of ice. Multi-sub ice is really good against Adam until we find our E3s. So we're probably going to just run here once, draw up into our E3. Temujin, Find the Truth is a Biotic Labor. Again, they're going to need, if they want to like fast advance train, and they do have 2 biotics, so they want to fast advance train an Atlas. It's 7 credits. So they're a bit far away from that. If they dip on 7, we'll go nuts on R&D. Let's go find that E3. Employee Strike is good too. It lets them not fast advance train, so once they have 7, we'll consider playing this. They have a hostile in hand. They could also like fire it off now, so I think we're okay playing Aaron. I don't know. We don't actually have any of these other cards. They're not that important. This card's really good, but not so much right now. If they score a hostile from hand, which they might, this will give us 2 cards and 2 tag removal. 2 tag removal also makes Veritas easier to deal with. And getting this card down as early as possible is huge. If they're playing 1-pointers, so be it. They're also like, if they are playing this, it's a problem. Oh, and you know, we have Employee Strike, so they goofed that a bit. I don't even think we need to play this. Let's run Archive, see if we see an agenda. And if we do, right? Like, we can keep this around for a bit. They paid 2 for that, that's fine. They basically wasted their entire turn, right? Click, click, play this. That's the problem with Corp Currents, is like, it's so easy for runners to recur stuff with like Same Old Thing and Deja Vu. That it's really hard for Corp to aggressively pay Current, just because also runners are playing Currents. That's a hostile takeover. So we might as well check this. If it's a multi-sub piece of ice, their hostile's going to be safe. But if it's not, we're turning off housekeeping and getting 2 free card draw. Like, that's really nuts. That's the problem, is if you can't protect Centrals, don't play Currents. 2 cards down the drain. We got free card draw. Playing to Turning Wheel would have been good, obviously, but we didn't know we could get into that server without double clicking, so that was kind of more of a conservative play. Let's draw up, find that E3. This card's dead. I think we can afford to put the Turning Wheel down, and eventually it'll get good once we start hammering HQ at some point. We don't know what they drew, which is kind of annoying. So far we've known everything they've drawn, which is like super powerful, and I think Find the Truth is awesome for that. They obviously, like, they also know what we're drawing, which makes me a bit suspect if they're not reading this chat log, which is maybe a bit small. That, like, well, I'm not sure why they would play the housekeeping when they saw that we drew the Employee Strike. Or did we have this from our starting hand? No, I don't think we did. Pretty sure we didn't. That was weird. What was that? So they know now we have always be running. It's not an issue. I transitioned to my turn. It is your turn. Oh, weird. Yeah, right. Oh, weird. Yeah, I ended my turn. Oh, interesting. I've never seen that happen before. We can submit this as a bug report to Jinteki.net. Well, I guess it's all you. Let's see how this goes. So normally when the corpse starts their turn, it gives you like a banner there on the side and it says like, hey, it's the corpse turn. This is turns whatever. They start with this many credits, so forth, so forth. Don't know what any of these cards are. If any of them are snare, it's not really that big of a deal because we can like remove Aaron tokens. Also, if we run, we see the top card of R&D and we can afford to trash most of this stuff. One of these is the Breaker Bay Grid, and whatever we hit, the first one we'll have to trash. So they have a Macrophage come in. That's a Breaker Bay Grid. Okay. Again, we can afford to check all this stuff. And maybe they're just wasting our time because they have a Friends in High Places, or wasting our credits and time, more accurately. Alexa Belsky. What the shit is going on here? I haven't seen this card. No use? Okay, so this is Alexa Belsky. I'm hoping this deck does something really cool, but you shuffle all cards in HQ into R&D, and a runner may pay any number of credits to prevent one random card in HQ from being shuffled into R&D, which is super good against, I guess, HQ pressure. I'm going to let him have that, just because I want to see that fire. I'm glad also we didn't run that first, because we'd have to pay 5 for that. Let's see what it can do. Cool card. 2 influence also, which is pretty hefty. And that's another Alexa Belsky. Well, would you look at that? Alright. So we ran the first one properly. Not much here to do. We don't want to run last click because we can't double click through anything. There's not that much that can punish us. Like anything that tags us, we bounce. They are drawing a Macrophage. I imagine they'll go in R&D, and that one's... We're not running viruses, so basically it's just trace 1, and we pay 1 for that. So I'm just going to draw a card. It's another dead card. That's fine. We are running Drug Dealer, so the fact that we don't have Safety First, we can kind of fix. They now have 8 credits. Let's run Archives, get our money. Normally I advocate for drawing first in your turn, but the fact that we're getting more information and being able to play around it so that we can run and click a potential piece of ice, I think running first is fine in this matchup, and that's a hedge fund. So if we can get them to spend 4 credits this turn, it's kind of good, but they're probably going to be hedge funding up anyways, so I think we now just need to find answers to problems, so let's draw up. Those are not answers to problems. This card's also useless unless we ran the directive or we find our good thing. We can draw again because we can throw these out. 3 gambles. We don't need money right now. 3 gambles. All right. You might want to keep around one of these just in case they are playing best defense. Just so that we don't get wiped out of the game and have to rely entirely on overminds, which is kind of hard. The card we're drawing for right now is E3, just so we can get into HQ again. We also could get into HQ here, just click the 2 gain, just to see 2 cards. We've seen most of the cards they've drawn so far, and they might use Alexa, which would be funny if they do. Like, I'm excited if they do that. Hedge funding up. If they don't have anything else to do, they'll just click for credits. And again, like, if you're going to draw, you should always draw before you play your hedge fund, just so you can plan your turn better. Like, if you're just going to get money, you should probably do that last click and just gain information before. Yeah, they drew. So that's definitely a mistake. I've pointed that out a lot on stream. And they played another hedge fund, so I don't know. Sounds like a mistake. We have to run this turn. I think we might as well run R&D to get a res, because we'll get a turning wheel counter, and that's better than running archives. I kind of want to see what ice they have to deal with. It's not like we're going to deny them 16 credits and get them to a spot where they can't res ice. So it's fine. I think a deck with a hostile takeover, we do have to respect Archer. And that's pretty taxing for Overmind, even if you do have E3. Top of the deck. New construction. That's fortunate for us. Got pretty lucky there. We got free Aaron job, but I'm suspicious. I don't know what this deck could possibly be doing with Alexa Belsky. That's good. That's a good card. They now have enough money to Biotic and Atlas, so I'm tempted to play the Employee Strike just to shut them down a bit. They are, of course, running, what's it called? Housekeeping, but it's not really that big of a deal, considering a lot of the cards in our hand are junk right now. So if we draw once, we have 7 cards, so we can play one throughout one. That seems reasonable. So let's just play the strike, and we're running 3 of these. I might as well keep it. Okay, let's throw out it'll always be running. Let's play a bit risky here. So, Employee Strike, I'm pretty confident. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if they score an Atlas, this is technically on the table when Atlas is scored, so it doesn't get the counter, and then it turns Employee Strike off. That's generally how these things work. First, the unions. I warned you. I warned you about unions. It doesn't believe. So that's good. There's a big chance that in their entirety of their deck, their idea of their deck right now is just to get enough money to chain. And we know they have 2 biotics, so they're just trying to chain the Atlas. This will not stand. Okay, so they might actually just counter this with a current, which is not that bad. It's really not that bad. So yeah, that's a biotic. So that is not going to stand. They're going to get the Atlas out, but they're not going to get a counter on it. Once they start scoring agendas, Mark Yale becomes good. Mark Yale does make a lot of money. Like, Mark Yale makes a surprising amount of money. People don't realize how actually good Mark Yale is. Because Mark Yale makes a credit on himself, which is pretty cute. Advance. They're spending 7 on that, so they're kind of dipping lower on HQ. We know most of the cards in HQ, don't we? Like, we know a Macrophage, we know a Biotic, so I'm not actually interested in running HQ. I think we'll just run R&D. And they'll score that. It's probably an Atlas. It's kind of the best card in their whole deck, considering there's actually not that many agendas that Titan wants to work with. And rightfully, they do not get a counter, which is cool with me. So, we can Dirty Laundry R&D, see a card, get maybe a Turning Wheel counter, and that seems pretty good. They might be able to res something and bounces and denies the money. Really would appreciate the Atlas counter. So we played that right. We stopped them from getting the Atlas counter so they can't Biotic out the next one. I think we played that pretty well. QQ. Let's run R&D here. Maybe they do res, and if they do res, they're further away from having that 7 for Biotic. I'm also interested in what they're doing with these face-up agendas. They're probably fast advancing, right? With that Mumbai Construction Company. Card off the top of R&D. We're going to get a Beanstalk. That's not so good, but we do get a counter here. We probably have too many counters that we're not actually going to need 6, so I'm tempted to draw up. Overmind's super good because now we do have the breaker combo. But there's not actually much that we have to want to break, so I want to hold on to these cards and kind of surprise that we have them. We can afford to draw up again. We're in no real rush, and so much money and nothing to do with it. We have no real multi-access. We could just slam into R&D over and over and over and over again, just to get more of these turning wheel counters. If we hit something bad here, they can hit us with it, but like, there's not so much bad things they can fire. We know they're running Sapper, but we're not running any. We have no programs installed, so it's not that bad. They could like Res of Veritas, but again, we can clear the tag with Aaron, so it's not that bad. So let's just get some counters built up here. And yeah, let's just save a click and play brain chip. That's fine. Now we have 8 MU. So if we do hit a Cortex lock and we can't deal with it for some reason, we might die. So just be mindful about that if you play a brain chip. It's also a problem when you play Cloud Breakers. I lost actually a pretty high stakes game at I forget where it was. Maybe it's just a Store Championship, but I totally goofed with Geist and realized how bad installing that Forger actually was. They just drew 2 cards. So we actually might want to run our HQ at this point. If they spend money resing Ice, that's fine because they're further away. And they're putting an upgrade on top of Alexa Belsky. Is Alexa actually an upgrade? Is Alexa an upgrade? That doesn't sound like an upgrade. That's one of the cards that FFG makes for no reason an asset when it could be an upgrade. It's an asset. Okay, so there's no really upgrades I think we care about. And even if they, yeah, it's fine. They'll empty their HQ. It's fine. We gotta run. Let's run R&D. I mean, let's run HQ. So this ice is not going to do that much, right? Like, we remove the tag for free. We can click instead of losing 2 credits, but that doesn't matter. I think we'll click to deny them 2 credits. But that's a bailiff. That's an annoying piece of ice. Because we click this. They get in credit. Okay. Yeah, let's see some cards from HQ. We can also see 3 cards from HQ, which seems okay. Turning wheel's really good. So this, fire away. So that's cool. The good thing about, or the bad thing about running Trace that gives tags is it makes Aaron even better. That's kind of unfortunate. It's a 4 credit swing on this piece of ice, which is kind of yucky. Did I just say yucky? God, what's happening? Fiddly, yucky. I have self-respect, I swear. We're not going to boost this just because we can draw out of it. I'll draw before. There's no real card that punish you if you access with a tag in Wayland, right? I guess you can splash for some of those terrible upgrades. There's a really bad upgrade that got printed in the last cycle. It doesn't make sense. They also know everything we draw, so they know we have an Overmind, right? Let's go see 3 cards. They could fire Alexa Belsky here, which actually is a reason why we shouldn't Turning Wheel. Let's Turning Wheel. Let's let them. They'll Alexa Belsky. Let them Belsky. Let's see what she can do. Breaker Big Grid into Belsky. Oh, so they saved 1 on that. I thought she'd be more expensive. So now we can pay 2 credits to stop a random card from coming back, which is super interesting because we know they're shuffling away their biotics. Wow, this is cool. And we're 100% going to pay 2. I think we actually should pay 4 just so we see 2 cards. So it might have been a waste. So let's play 4 just to see 2 cards. Top of R&D, that's a spiderweb. So that's one of the bad pieces of ice that we can't deal with, and that's a hallway renovation. That's a game. I'm glad we spent the money on there. How many agendas? So they were trying to get rid of those agendas with Belsky, and we just had enough money. We could have also spent 6 to see 3 cards, and it was likely that would be something. Just that and a hostile. Okay, so there was 2 agendas in there, so I'm glad we spent 4. What a weird card. That was interesting. That's kind of the pressure. Like, that's a pretty standard. I guess you've seen it twice in a row, right? The first one was a bit more lopsided considering they didn't find any ice, but that's kind of the pressure that Adam puts out against a lot of rush decks. You know, if you get accesses, see the top cards of R&D, there's no real surprises, and you can play around things pretty intelligently. I think that's pretty cool. I actually like Adam a lot. And in a lot of ways, Adam does struggle with certain matchups. Like, best defense basically just loses you the game. I'm pretty confident. You can actually deal with asset spam as long as you have an early draw. Like a good econ draw very early, which is kind of cool. But definitely an interesting runner, and I'm going to be playing more of him. If you want to check out this deck list, it did win a store championship, and it's always in the description. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned. There's videos every weekday night, and a live stream 8:45 Eastern on Thursday, which is a cool day of the week. Thanks for watching. Ciao.